How's it going, guys? So a couple of weeks ago I was contacted by this company to see if I wanted to review a couple of things. There was RC boats and a drone, so I chose this drone first. It's the Syma X100 here. So in the box you get the drone itself, the mini drone, you get your controller, which you will need 4 AA batteries for, you don't get those. You get the screwdriver, which will remove the propellers and take off the cover for the batteries to go in. Spare set of propellers. You get your manual, user manual. You get your USB charger for batteries. So you get 2 batteries. These are 1S 380 milliamp hour batteries. You've got the one in the box and one in the drone. So let me show you how to remove the one in the drone and how to charge. So you've got a clip there which comes up and the cover comes up, and you just remove the actual connector from the drone and you pull it up and out. So the batteries themselves will take about 90 minutes to charge, and you should get about 14 minutes flight time. So once you've got the charger out, it will only go in one way, you can see, if you can see that end there. It'll only go in one way. So when you've connected it into the USB charger, you'll get a light come on, and when you put that into the USB socket to charge it, your laptop or a wall socket, it will go out when it's charged. So around 90 minutes it will go out. You know it's charged. So once you've charged those both, you're ready to go. You just need to put those 4 AA batteries into the remote also. So this is how you put the battery back in. Have the wire to the right, put it under that bar there, make sure it goes underneath the bar, push it down, connect it up, tuck it down over the battery. This clip can sometimes get in the way, so it goes out of the way now. So pull that clip out of the way, put the cover over, just snap that clip back over. So let's go over the drone itself. So it's a very indoor friendly drone. It's got ducted protection for the propellers, and it's also caged, so if it hits the ceiling it will still carry on flying. You've got bars underneath. It's got altitude hold, so it can maintain its height through air pressure, so you don't have to keep controlling the throttle all the time. You just get to where you want to go and then let go of the throttle. But the interesting feature is infrared obstacle avoidance. So it has infrared LEDs, see them. It's got at the front, back and sides, it's got LEDs which can avoid hitting an obstacle. That's only in rate 1, which is like a low speed rate. In rate 2 they're switched off, which is useful if you want to go under things and round things, then you're not being pushed away from things. So yeah, there's the power switch, is flush on top. So you just press that down. So green is the back of the quad, red is the front, orientation wise. And to link the controller to the drone, you just press up and down on the stick. So let's go for a few functions. So an important one is calibration of the gyroscope. The gyroscope is what keeps the drone level in flight. So if you put forward or backwards pitch, roll, as soon as you let go it will level out. If that doesn't happen or it's drifting, you may want to reset the gyroscope. So it's a case of putting the drone on a flat level surface, that's important, and going down and right. So those lights flashed and then stopped, so the gyro has now been calibrated. It should be level when it flies. If not, you've got another method for trimming it. So you just hold the left stick down, then that'll flash. So once the left stick is held down, or pushed in I should say, then if it was drifting forward You keep going backwards till it stops, and if it's drifting backwards then you'll go forwards, so opposite direction to what it's drifting in. Then once you're finished, let off the stick and it will stop flashing. It's out of trim mode. So the next mode for calibration is headless mode. So headless mode is set on the path, so on the direction you want to go. So you put the drone down, so green is the back, red is the front, so both sticks down to the left. It flashed again, then stopped flashing, so that's set for that path. And to activate headless mode, you push and hold the right stick in. You hear those beeps and the lights will flash. So it's now in headless mode. Headless mode allows you to apply your right or left, which is the steering of the drone. So left, it would spin around that left way. So say the front of the drone was facing you, it wouldn't affect the operation of the pitch and roll. So normally, if the front was facing you, the sticks would be reversed. So forward would be backwards, backwards would be forwards, right would be left, left would be right, if that makes sense, because you're the opposite way. But because it's in headless mode, it makes no difference which direction the front is facing. The sticks will be forward, backwards, right and left. So that's headless mode. Okay, let's go through rates. So as I explained, obstacle avoidance only works in rate 1. So if you push the stick down once, it's gone into rate 2, which is a speed, if you like. It gives the drone more pitch. Whereas if I press it again, rate 1, it will give it less pitch, but you'll get obstacle avoidance on rate 1. But one more thing, let's go over the buttons as well here. So these buttons, these ones are not used. The top button is automatic takeoff and landing, so if you press that, it will take off to a certain height, then stop. If you press it again, it will land and then disarm the motors. And the bottom button here is for 360-degree flips. I'll show the working of that when I demo the drone. But what I found out was, this is me from the future, so I learned that when I was flying it, wasn't doing it properly. I was holding it till it beeped and then doing the stick to flip. But what you're supposed to do is hold the button before you press the stick in the direction you want to flip in. So that'd be a forward flip, backwards flip. So you press it, then go into the direction you want to flip into, basically. Another thing, so you've got your one key takeoff and landing, but you can also arm and take off in 2 other ways. So let's take that out of headless mode. So to take out headless mode, I pressed that right stick, I pushed it in, and you get a long beep. So to take off in another way, it's stick up, and then you go up again and it will take off. Stick down to stop the motors, and then you can also put the sticks in, down and in, and then take off using the throttle. And if you want to stop the motors, once you've landed, you don't want to stop the motors in the air because it will crash down like that. So that's the operation of the drone using this remote. The next videos will be me flying indoors, checking out the obstacle avoidance, and I'll do an outdoor test to see how well it flies outdoors. So yeah, stay tuned. very well. So if it goes into the wall, no. If it goes into that wall, no. Hands off. Okay, so this is an outdoor flight test of the Syma X100. I'm just going to bind it up, turn it on. So to bind it, turn it on, up, down, it's bound. You've got 3 ways of getting to fly this. So you can go up on the throttle there and then just go up again and just hold it down. You can go down and in, then take off by going throttle up, down in again, or the easiest way is to just do the one touch, take off and landing. I'm going to take it to this statue. As you can see, there's not much pitch with it, but I'm going to see if it avoids it hitting anything. It did see it, but last moment it might be the sun affecting the infrared. Try again. No. So it's not working that well outside. So as I said, if you're going to fly it outside, it's best to go into rate 2. The higher rate, you can see there's more pitch there. A lot more pitch. Try some funnels with it. So to do funnels, you just basically both sticks to the left or right. Let's do some flips. Because it's altitude hold, you don't have to manage the throttle all the time. You can just use your pitch and roll. So that's pretty good for a beginner. So let's do a flip with it. It's the bottom button, hold it in. So yeah, hold on. So it's that switch. And it does a flip. The wind is pushing it about because of the ducts in the cage. So it's about 5 mile an hour wind today, and it can move around, but it's not designed really for outdoors. It's doing an okay job though. Let's do another flip. So it's that bottom button. You've got to do it as soon as it beeps twice. I didn't get it in time then, so hold the button. and then it flips. So yeah, it's just holding that button there, and it goes up a little to compensate the flip, so it does go up in the air slightly, so that's a pretty good feature. Okay, let's try headless mode. So you probably need to land it for headless mode, so let's take it back over and I'll press the 1 key landing, so it's going to land on its own. There you go. So if you're going to use headless mode, then you need to do the calibration which I showed you, which is down and to the left. Lights will flash and then stop. So I'll take off a different way. Okay. So to activate headless mode, you hold the right stick in. I'm going to trim it a little. So if you want to trim it, hold the left stick down and go the opposite way to what it's drifting at. That's better. So it's pretty much holding its position now without the wind. You will get a little bit of drift. Okay, so to do headless mode, hold down the right stick. So it's now in headless mode, meaning it doesn't matter which direction it's in. Forward is forward, backwards is backwards, right is right, and left is left. To come out of headless mode, you press that right stick in again. Okay, so headless mode is only good for when you're in the direction you set the compass on. If I was to move away into a different direction, then activate headless mode. Then you can see it's all gone wrong. It's not coming back to me, it's going in all different directions. So that's when headless mode doesn't work, which is why you should never rely on it fully. Okay, so you will learn orientation. That's something you need to learn. So if you put yaw in, it's going to steer the drone. If I put yaw in, see, it's going to steer it. To begin with, you can just basically just learn the basics, which is get your height, don't take it too high or too far to begin with, and just practice going forwards and backwards, right and left, and you can use the throttle and go up and down, right and left, forwards and backwards. Then once you get more confident, you can literally just start using the yaw and turning the drone around. So when this drone is low, the lights flash, which I think they're now doing, so I'm going to land it now. So if you're new, just use the 1 key landing, easy. It's that easy. So take it over to the other part and fly, do a few flips and get some close-ups of the flips. With my little helper there, Kian, he's going to give me a hand with the filming of it. So yeah, let's do that. Kian's going to be doing some filming of some flips. If you can get that into shot, yeah, get quite close to it. Just move around with it. So you hold that lower button down. Oh, so it flips. If you go left, yeah, if you go to the side you want to flip and just press it, that's easier. So if you go forward and then just press the flip button, or backwards, yeah, so that's a lot easier to flip with. So there's only about a 5-mile-an-hour wind, and yeah, it's struggling now. It's struggling quite a bit, it's pushing it around, so I wouldn't recommend bringing it out in this sort of environment unless it's completely calm. Like now, I've got full back on it. It doesn't want to come back. You can see it's having a hard job fighting, so I would say this is definitely an indoor drone for sure. Unless you've got a flat calm day. It's getting pushed around now. I'm going to lower it. Yeah, I'm probably going to land now because the wind is picking up. So let's do a 1 key landing. Yeah, so great drone for indoors, for beginners. Caged, so if you hit the ceiling it's going to carry on. If you bash the wall, out of anti-collision mode without the infrared on, so if you're in high rate indoors you're still going to get away with a smash with it. That's a great thing about this design. It can take a hit and keep on going. But yeah, just bear that in mind. It's not really for outdoors, it's for a beginner indoors. So yeah, overall pretty impressed with the little drone. It's made by Syma. They always make a good drone, the quality is always there. They use good parts. It's quite a sturdy controller for a toy grade, and the drone itself has been fine, no issues.